Price Forecast 2025. Is Donald Trump really betting on AVE? And what does that actually mean for the price in 2025? Let's analyze that in more detail. But what makes this altcoin so special? Could AAVE be the next 10x opportunity for you? In this video, I'll show you why AAVE is really being talked about among large investors and how it could develop by 2025. The crucial question is AAVE really a project that you should keep an eye on in 2025? Or it might just be an overvalued project in the end. So stay tuned, because what I've found out about AAVE could be crucial for you as well. So what is AAVE actually? Well, in the end, it's a DeFi platform where cryptocurrencies like Ethereum or USDC can be deposited and then you earn interest on them. One of the special features of AVE is that they offer what's called flash loans, which are unsecured loans within the LaminTech platform. As mentioned, it's a decentralized platform, so it will become increasingly relevant in the future, and it was founded back in 2017, so they've been on the market for a long time and are a big player. Yes, we are now analyzing AVE based on my 20 metrics. Here I've listed them in detail again. If you want me to explain these, feel free to check out the video above. Now let's move on to the market capitalization. In the end, market capitalization is important to know how much potential AVE actually still has. Yes, and how much potential is really in AAVE, we'll get to that later. Now let's move on to the circulating supply, which is not at 93% but already extremely high. That's a good sign. It means many of the tokens are already in circulation, which means the price pressure won't be as extreme in the future. That's the positive 9 out of 10. And then we come to the next point, the roadmap. How strong are they in the roadmap? The roadmap is of course important for the credibility of a project, especially that they actually implement the roadmap. Here, they are essentially continuing to expand and further develop the protocol. They also want to integrate new layer 2 blockchains into their system. So overall, it's a very positive 8 out of 10. And how does the team look? They are also very well positioned there. They essentially have a team that is very experienced in the blockchain and DeFi space, so they are very well positioned. As always, I will display everything possible, the important information about AVE in the area of 9 out of 10. Then the next point, how does the narrative look? The DeFi narrative. And getting interest on your cryptocurrency is ultimately a very important narrative. It's been extremely quiet around it lately. But from my perspective, the DeFi space will gain momentum again next year, in 2025. 8 out of 10. And then the next point, what problem are they solving? Well, the problem is that you don't just leave your cryptocurrency sitting there without getting anything in return, but instead you actually earn an interest rate on it, which is of course extremely positive. That's what people want. That's a 9 out of 10. And the next point, how is the tokenomics? It's very solidly structured. There are staking rewards, and essentially the token can be used for many things. As I said, they have a solid tokenomics. 7 from CB. Then the next point, how do the investors look? They have very strong investors, as I said, not only Donald Trump, who ultimately invested in this project with his new altcoin, but also institutional investors who are investing. If you look at it, there are many investors supporting the project, which is very positive. 9 out of 10. Capital is strong. Institutional investors are investing, providing good capital. Because institutional investors invest naturally, they also have correspondingly good capital. They have weathered the bear market very solidly and will continue to grow strongly in the future. 8 out of 10. So how does the marketing look? In marketing, they are also solidly positioned. They have strong partnerships and are very engaged, especially when it comes to the community. So all in all, 8 out of 10. Stop. If you appreciate in-depth analyses, then please leave a like for the algorithm, and if you don't want to miss any more analyses, I upload an altcoin analysis every Saturday and Sunday. I'm focusing on 100x altcoins that can really help you financially, but also on the big players in the market as I analyze both. As I mentioned, I upload an analysis every Saturday and Sunday. If you don't want to miss these, then subscribe to my channel now, and don't forget to activate the bell so you won't miss any insights. Now let's get right into it. So let's get to the idea. How simple is it really? Well, in the end, it's simply about earning DeFi, interest on your cryptocurrency, which everyone understands, so that's an 8 out of 10. And then, what's the long-term vision? They want to expand their infrastructure in the DeFi space and continue to focus on building that infrastructure, which is definitely a positive, so that's a 9 out of 10. And then, what is is the long-term vision. They ultimately want to expand their infrastructure in the DeFi space and continue to focus on building that infrastructure, which is definitely a positive. So that's a 9 out of 10. Then it is deflationary. It has a maximum supply, and it is not deflationary, which is not so optimal, but it has a maximum supply, which is again very good, 7 out of 10. And then the next point, the fully diluted market capitalization, which is the first 6 times the market cap. So it's very solid. This means it's currently fairly valued, giving it a 9 out of 10. And then the next point, volume to market cap. How liquid is the altcoin actually? How liquid is it? It is very solid. It is very liquid. Very positive. AAVE is well positioned, 8 out of 10. So how does the token distribution look? In the beginning, was there a lockup period? The initial token distribution was very positive. As I mentioned, most tokens are already distributed, which is very good, so that's an 8 out of 10. So what about the top coin holders? Are there many of them or are there few? In the end, there are only a few. It's quite decentralized, which minimizes the risks, so that's a 7 out of 10. And what is the actual utility of the AAVE token? Well, on one hand, there's staking, and you can also use it within the ecosystem. And for governance, meaning you can vote on certain issues within the system. That's very positive, and a lot is based on the token, so that's a 9 out of 10. So, how's the community looking? The community is very active on Twitter, Discord, and Reddit. They're really well organized. A strong community is always extremely important, so that's a 9 out of 10. And how does the current market situation look? They're really well positioned, because Donald Trump is investing with his altcoin, so to speak, and institutional investors are definitely keeping an eye on AAVE. They're in a strong position. As I said, I think the DeFi space is going to gain momentum again in the future, and with the altcoin season just around the corner, there should be some surprises in store as well. That's an 8 out of 10. Yes, then let's get to the results. 85.8, that's a very good result, very solid. The market capitalization is already in the high cap range, but there's still potential there. The circulating supply is already quite high. Over 90% is in circulation, which is extremely positive. Then the roadmap and the team. They have a strong team. They have a solid roadmap. They are really working through the solid roadmap step by step, so they are well positioned. They address an important narrative. In the end, they have 1,000 problems that they solve, and the tokenomics is solid, but it could still use some improvement. Investors in capital, they're extremely well positioned. They have high-profile investors, they have a lot of capital, so they're extremely well positioned. They have a simple idea that everyone understands, and in the end, the volume is extremely high, so the liquidity of the token is very good. So, the utility is definitely there. You can really use the token for multiple purposes, and the outcome is definitely justified. Now we come to the most important part, the price prediction. So, if the entire crypto market reaches a certain point, and based on the fully diluted market capitalization, if everything were to go smoothly, $550 would definitely be possible. If things were to go significantly better, it would be $1,100, and if the entire crypto market really gains massive value, it could be roughly a 10x from now. So there's still extreme growth potential. And where you can find AAVE, I'll just link a crypto exchange that I use down below, and you can find AAVE there too. Yes, earlier I mentioned the strong tokenomics of AAVE, and I've linked another altcoin above that has an extremely good tokenomics, almost as good as Bitcoin. So don't miss out on this analysis. We'll see each other in the next video. Thanks for watching and goodbye.